All right, YouTube. I've been debating posting this for a while, but so I'm gonna try to keep my vision tunneled because I end up doing this when I talk, and then it doesn't even make any sense. I lose 8 million people because they're like, "What is this guy even talking about anymore?" So I'll get to the point. You ever notice how you might wake up in the middle of the night and your ambition is focused, you're ambitious about something, right? You work hard for something and then you get it. Set a goal for your life, all right? So what this world is doing is setting their goals so flippin' high that they work themselves to death. And so to reach your goal, you have to have other steps. You have to have other goals, Nobody's like, I'm going to make $1 million in 2 days. Yeah, okay. You got to have goals to get to that point. Let me make $200. Okay, once you get to $200, let me make $400 in a day. $600. So then my point is, it becomes to the point where when you you made $100 in one day. That's pretty sick, all right? Now that's actually pretty normal for a lot of people. Way more than that. Okay, you make $1,000 in one day. Crazy, all right? You started out making $100 in one day. Now you're at 1,000. That's wild. But here's the thing. You got to that point by doing small goals of, man, I made $300 today. How did I even do that? That's sick. But you're like, it's not enough. I got to make $1,000 in a day because I got to reach that million in a day. So your tolerance for success drops dramatically. And you can't deny it. Once you get to that million, you're off. That was the main goal. You want to get that million. You want to get enough money to buy this thing. Well, you got the million. Dang it, man. Now I need a second million. Dang it, man. Now I need a second house. Now I need a second car. Shoot, I need a house on the shore. So you end up losing the satisfaction of the goals you're setting. And here's the cold hard truth about the world. You will never ever be satisfied by anything you can achieve and anything that you have or will get in this world. This world is never going to satisfy you, ever. And if it does, it's temporary. You're on to the next thing. Even if it's 2-3 years later, you're on to the next thing. And my point in this entire spiel is, Jesus Christ is the only way you will become fully satisfied with your life. It truthfully is. So Jesus Christ can give us eternal satisfaction while still in this world, because once again, you're going to chase the next thing, whatever. But with Christ, you end up giving up those things that you're chasing to the point where what you're chasing is his love. And his love is already given to you. He's already chasing after you. You just have to recognize it and give your life to him. And so, until you give your life to him, and I'm not saying hand everything over, no, I am saying that, sorry. Until you give your life to him, and it's not something you give and then it's immediate, you're done. You just gave your life to him. It's a constant everyday work. That was what I was trying to say. You want his will for your life because honestly, it's like, Lord, what can I do for you today? Not and that's the other side of it. So that the satisfaction mindset of always working towards a goal, a set amount of money, whatever it is, wires your brain so that when you're never satisfied, but then you're like, how do I get off this high? Okay, I want a relationship with God. That's what people are saying. Let me try it out. You try it out, but the thing is, people have a relationship with Christ for just themselves strictly. People will be like, Jesus Christ is the giver of life, and he is, but they think the giver of life means that their life is going to get 100% better like that because they are they're praying to him, they're doing what he wants, what is right biblically, and they're praying to him for these things they want satisfaction, they want this, and that's, you keep praying for that, because it actually literally says pray for that. But I think it's in James 3 of the Bible. It literally says, if you're praying for it, you have to put in the action with God to actually get what you're praying for. And what that looks like is surrendering what you're praying for to God. You can say a prayer, Lord, I really want, like, I really want this thing, or I want peace. I just don't want to be chasing anymore. I want satisfaction with what I have. And it's like, the way to do that is you say the prayer and you just give it up. You stop thinking about it. You stop even working. You work towards it, but you don't focus your whole fix and you don't put your whole ambition on that thing. People will pray and then put their foot in front of the Lord's foot. And it's like, well, how are you supposed to let this man work if you're literally putting your will in front of his? So you pray to him, but then you just do your own thing. That's not how it works. And that's where I think a lot of people get mixed up with why prayers don't get answered, is because you pray for it, but then you continue to do it your own way. And that's wherein lies the problem with never being satisfied, even though you're in the faith. That's the other word I'm getting to now. Faith. So, you have to have the faith after you say that prayer, that letting go of whatever you're struggling with, you're up at night thinking about, you have to let it go to God and fully trust that He's able to work with it. You have to believe that it's going to work. I think something I honestly struggled with was that you'd say the prayer and you'd release it to God. You wouldn't work. You don't work towards it. It's like a clutch. You kind of just ease into it. You find that medium where you put in your kind of work and God puts in His work. But you find that median with Him. And where was it going with this? I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. Hang on. It was faith. So, faith. Okay, you're finding that good balance between working and letting God do it. But honest to Pete, the whole working towards it is the work you have to put in is the work of giving it up. Of like, okay, you need money to go make this goal. Okay, obviously go to work. But don't work yourself to the point where you don't have enough time to give God the glory, give Him worship. And you can do this any time of the day, honestly. But you don't want to run your spirit dry of worshiping the Lord, because it gets to a point where you're so drained that you can't, you're so drained that mentally you can't even handle letting go of this. That's the thing, is like you end up ruining your life again trying to chase this thing after you give it to God. The point is, when you give things to God, is that you have the faith that He will do it in His timing. That's the other cusp of it, is like the timing of the way this guy works. So you have faith in God, right? You give it to Him, and you're going after this, you're chasing this thing, and then give it to God, but then you got to fully surrender it to Him so He works through it. Well, you got to have faith that this is going to work out, because it's not just going to happen overnight. And that faith is like something that you have to build. It's not something you just know overnight. It's a mental shift, is that, okay, I have to continuously wake up and go, I'll give it to the Lord. If I wake up in the middle of the night for it, I'm not going to get to work on it. I'm going to go back to sleep and I'm going to just pray on it. That is like the hardest thing for me right now. But if you don't do that, you don't give God the time to even work. you don't even give him, you don't truthfully believe that he can do the work, because you have to wake up and go do it yourself. You know what I mean? So that's the other side of it too, faith and belief. And they kind of walk, hand in hand. But believing, I guess they are kind of the same thing, aren't they? This one was hard to explain. I did have somebody ask me about believing, because I also brought it up before, and I haven't really nailed down believing. But believing is not giving the choice that God is going to fail. That's exactly what believing is. Because if you pray to the Lord and then you go, Lord, man, I pray that I can just give this up so that you can help me achieve what I'm trying to achieve. Let your will be done in Jesus' name. And so once you do that, it's like you have to believe that his will is in your best interest. You have to, you don't pray the prayer and then go, but if it doesn't work out, it don't work out. No, you have to believe it's going to work out the way that the Lord wants it. You have to have belief in the Lord's plan and his will for it to really work, rather than believing in yourself in order to complete this goal. Because this is the way I think people need to understand the way the Lord works, is that you end up, if you have a goal and you really want it finished, you got to pray to the Lord, right? Well, the Lord is going to give you that goal and then some. And it might not be the exact goal you wanted, but it's going to be dang close. And then he's going to fulfill it even more. He's going to give you more than what that goal is. He's going to give you a desire for something more than that goal, that you didn't even know the desire until you prayed and gave it to him. So that goal that you reached, $1 million. Okay, you got $1 million, whatever. This is just an example. But the $1 million you finally got it, but in that process, you kind of got lost giving it to the Lord, that you're honestly building that $1 million to donate it for a better cause or something. For like, this is what I'm trying to say, is that he twists your goals into his will to the point where your life gets completely transformed to love and obey him. Like, and that's what it's about. That's where the fulfillment comes. But it's very easy to get dropped back into this mindset that we are able we are in control of our own destiny. We can achieve it all. We can get it all. But like, in reality, you're constantly chasing it until you give up and give it to God. I really should have had some scriptures to pull out to back up what I'm saying here, because honestly it makes it a little hard. But I just had to get that out there. I hopefully didn't botch this completely. And if you have questions, just drop it in the comments, or you want to talk, just drop it in the comments. I'll see it. But it's the reason why I don't do many YouTube videos, is because honestly, I am so quick with projects. I don't even want to take time to make videos of them. In the time between that serpent video and this one, I've sold the serpent, bought 2 boats, built them both, sold them, actually selling one like tomorrow. Got an Offna buggy, got it rebuilt and running. I have to tune it still, shocker. Got an RS4, got that. Like, this is all between that and this video. And it's like, it's hitting me that I'm like, dude, I don't even celebrate my like achievements. I've wanted an RS4 for a while. I want this Offna LD3, and I have my eyes on it, and I'm like, man, I really want that. But I'm sitting here like, I literally want that so bad that it's getting in the way of things. Like, it's getting in the way of relationships with like Christ, and that's honestly what it's getting in the way of. And so it just affects me so badly, because I'm like, this is the thing I'm chasing. Why am I doing this? This is so stupid. Like, it's a stupid toy car. And then obviously previous things, bro, I got the RS4 and the NTC3. Like, that is a freaking crazy lineup. Honestly, those are the 2 coolest cars in the early 2000s of Nitro. And like, that is so sick. And I had the Serpent, and I have the Offna. Like, that's nuts. The Offna was actually anyway, You see what I mean? I get so worked up, but I don't even use them because I'm like, I'm on to the next one. I want the LD3 now. That's what I really want. No, what you need is to surrender your wants to God so that he can work them for you. And you have to believe that he's going to work them in a way that is going to satisfy that want and then some. He does that. And you have to release the control you have on what you want in what you want to see in your life, in what you want in the people you have relationships with, all of it. You have to release control over the things that you desire. Otherwise, guess what? You're going to lose them. You're going to lose complete interest in all of it because you're so disgusted with the fact that it's not going the way you planned. I don't want it. I don't want any of this now. And it's like, I have done that. I've literally sold a car because, dude, I was building a freaking sweet Prelude, this black Prelude. I had a nice engine. I mean, this motor was built. The car needed some body. The body work was great, actually. The body had no rust. Underneath, it was a flood car, so it was the perfect car to turbo and make a flip-in track car. And that's what it was built for. Transmission was nice. Engine was great. It was the perfect car. The whole suspension, which I've rebuilt on this one, point is, I sold the car because I was running myself dry. I couldn't stop thinking about the fact that I needed to get the suspension rebuilt. I needed to get another computer. I needed to do that. And I'm like, I can't do this. Like, there's no way. Like, and like, this is so much. This is insane. And it's like, if I had just walked away from it and prayed on it and gave it to the Lord, dude, I probably would have a crazy car right now. Or the Lord would have twisted that and gone, let's build this car and give it away to somebody. Well, I think a year later now, that hatchback I gave to my brother. It's been a dream to honestly build a car and then give it to somebody. And I was self-ambitious with this other car, and I lost it because I wanted the car for myself. I wanted to make it this freaking sick track car, and like, it would have been so cool. And my ambition was completely wrong that I stressed over it so much. I had this insane goal that I just gave it up. And I was like, forget it. I'm not doing it. This is too much. It's like, okay, set smaller goals. Okay, you set smaller goals, but you end up reaching those goals so quickly that you're like, man, I could do this, I could do this. And then boom, you blow up. And it's like, I can't, now it's gone. I just want it out of here. So don't get so worked up over things in this world. Get worked up over God. Get with him. Anybody can do it. You can say a simple prayer. He really cares, and he knows what you want. He knows what you need, mainly. He knows what you need, not what you want.